Good morning. So we see that yesterday pretty much didn't have any steam to do anything, any energy to do anything. The market, you can see it's totally, completely sideways from open to close, which is about 9 pips. So that is a sideways market. We can see that, like I said yesterday, the analysis would start off ideal as a as a sell, but later on in the day will be ideal for buying. And you can see that the what time that would have changed. I think, let's see, we got 44 pips here and we've got 60 pips there, so it should be around here. So it's about 6 a.m. GMT versus 3 a.m. GMT. So around 3 a.m. GMT, it was still okay for selling until about 6 a.m. GMT. So at 6 a.m. GMT, I believe that the gravity started to, for reward, started to become on the buy side versus this risk zone. And you can see that having that impact on the price, it appears that the momentum was in place at the beginning of the day for the sell, but not by, as we know, like the 8 a.m. is about the end of the Asia session. So by the time of the end of the Asia session, the momentum of the market, which is basically the European, the Europe, UK, and New York market, definitely by New York market, was acting on the momentum, favoring the euro, and that default momentum in the Asia session that favored the this selling was reversed, and the buy region was more attractive to the UK and the US market. And so you can see where the price just remained flat. There was no momentum at all, and I think, in my opinion, that it pretty much is typically the same story with the world market. The Asia session tends to buy U.S. dollars, for example, Japan and China, and but the Europe and the U.S. market tend to favor, they tend to acknowledge that the U.S. dollar has no value for them, and so they would rather go with the euro. And that's what we're seeing here is pretty much just a flat market for that day. So there was nothing that happened. A couple other points I want to bring out is when looking at these projections. The first thing is for this 24-hour range. Let's see. Well, let me just let me talk about that. Let me discuss the other point, the second point first, because I can't remember this one. But the first point. So the second point is when trying to predict the general direction, the direction for this 24 hours. We can also look at what the extended regions, projection regions say. So throughout the rest of the day past that later 12 hours, the current 24 hours, what's going to happen, what is expected to happen after that, the next day? What do the regions look like occurred to the for the 24-hour projection? And we can see that this region is opening up, is diverging a lot, right? It's opening up as a reward area. This region is also diverging, but not as fast. And so we also have, and this region is converging very fast, very rapidly, which means that this could be a very good decision point, a very good support for a buy region with a lot of potential. And this region has less potential as a sell region, as a sell reward region. So, and this is just for the next day after the current day that we are predicting. Okay, so that's that's what is in store for the second day. But typically, I'm looking for what happens during the Asia session, and then after for the U.S. session, the overlapping Europe and U.S. session, UK U.S. session, or London U.S. session if you will, London, Frankfurt, New York. So that being said, it appears that there's buying potential, and that one would try to target this region, more buying. Okay, that being said, let's take a look at the next 24 hours. Okay, so this is more clear cut. We can see that there are we can see the different regions, that this region is bigger than these two. This is actually a very small region here. This is another small region. So, and then we have the region above it, which is much larger, as you can see here. So this is out of range, but it is a target, and it's possible of something that could happen. Compared to that being a reward range, compared to this range, this being the risk range. Also, we could have this as the risk range here, and this as the first buy target, and this as the first sell target. So what I'll do today is, what I'll watch for today is wait for this. Right now, currently, this price is inside of this zone, which is not any type of trade actually. So I'll wait for this to enter into this range here, this zone, and if it enters into this zone or uses this as support, then I will target this as a target, as a first target, and that's throughout the day. You can see that. This is about, and you can use scaling in also, or scalping, to take advantage of the profit in that area, optimize the profit in that area. So you've got about 39 pips to about 15, 16 pips. So that's over 1 to 2 risk reward. And if you're selling, if it goes under this area, this support line, into this reward zone, then that stays at about 70 pips reward to about 15 pips risk. So obviously this would be much better risk reward trade, but yeah, we do also have this one right here. So just pay attention to this as the decision zone for either buying to this target, this first target, and then this as the second target. And if you're going to use this as the second target, you may want to use this as the reward zone. Then you may want to use this as the risk zone. No, so is this going to continue today? Well, for now, as long as it's where price is right now, I would not trade until it enters this region here, or it goes above this into this region as a buy. So mainly use this region to determine the buying or selling direction, if it's above or below it. Now we'll see what happens today for that, and how it uses this region, and how it stays above this region, if it does, for buying.